of science fiction.
Hello and welcome to episode 4, Memento Mori, a strange new world. Well, it's this week's episode. I have to say, absolutely superb episode. Was this marvelous? Absolutely loved it. It was like, you remember that submarine film, Two Ships in like a nebula? Did it in Deep Space Now. I think it was Starship Down. The Star Trek does these episodes where it's one ship's crippled, they're in a part of space, a nebula, Raffican, one's hunting the other. Enterprise gets set up by the Gorn. The crew is like, the ship just gets devastated in this surprise attack. It's beautifully set up how the Gorn move. We don't see them. We see the ships. And then we find out a bit more that they hunt us as their prey, which it makes a lot of sense really, because they are like lizards, you know. Because I know some people are going to say, well, you know, they didn't know about them until Cestus 3, but the one mentioned in Enterprise and the Gorn Confederation. I think, is it the Gorn Confederation? And so there must be no. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I know, but some people are going to pick up on this. So we don't see them, which is sort of interesting. And they're sending a ship, and well, it's funny really, because like they go to this planet Finibus 3. I don't know where they get these names for these planets from, but they go to Finibus 3 and it's been leveled. And this transport ship turns up, and it's the Gorn. They've used it as a trap. And when the Enterprise docks with it, they can't beam them back because of radiation. The Gorn come in and attack the ship, and the Enterprise just gets devastated. And they do this runner into a brown dwarf, and there's a black hole sucking it all in. And then it gets really intense. We jump a lot around on the crew as well, and the nobility and the sacrifice. Pike, you get to see a lot. He really does care about his crew. This is one guy you probably would serve under, you know. But the ship's devastated. I'm really liking the Andorian character here. He is absolutely cool. But there's a lot going on in this. It's a survival episode. There's a great scene where Spock, they take a shuttle out because they work out they can't use the scanners because they've had to turn off systems off. And they take a shuttle up and they see the Gorn mothership and they send this message, and Gorn destroys the other ship because one Gorn ship pursues them. Well, Pike drops a torpedo on one ship. They open like that torpedo bay called weapons equipment, and the torpedo, the gravity destroys one ship, but it's a plot by the Gorn to reveal their location. And so the other Gorn ship, but the mothership destroys the smaller Gorn ship because they work out a way to send signals that the humans boarded the other ship and all this in the week. And the mothership, it's big. I would have liked to have seen them actually. It would have been good. But then it's like the whole episode is about survival in this brown dwarf, you know, and Pike. And he really is. He don't like losing crew. You know, he really don't. And some touching moments. Number one, she's noble as usual. And but I did like the Andorian Uhura. There's some great scenes in the engineering when the warp core shields come down and all this. But right, we have seen episodes of Star Trek like this before, but this was great. You want bored, you were hooked onto it, and I hope we get to see the Gorn again. Actually, it would be nice to bring them in as some kind of antagonist. You know, like it would. I know people are going to say about Cestus 3 and all that, but this was a bloody good episode. I have to say, I think this was the best episode so far. Now, we're 4 episodes in, and we're getting this sort of treatment. Now, I found this episode perfect. I thoroughly enjoyed this, but some people are obviously going to find fault in it, which that's up to them. But we're 4 episodes in Strange New Worlds, and I can't complain about it. I have enjoyed this so much. Really, look, Anson Mount's Pike is just nailed it, and the crew, all of it. But the ship got damaged, and at the end, it's interesting. They use the gravitational thing of the black hole and create a false signal, and the Gorn think they've been destroyed by the gravity in the black hole. But Pike has pulled this maneuver off, slingshot thing, and they get away. And she says that, the augmented security officer, she says, well, we've just engaged the Gorn. He said, well, they surprised us this time, but now we know, now we're ready. But they did pull off some sneaky stuff with Kirk, didn't they? When they went to test this false radio signals. But I mean, the question is that, wouldn't they have scanned the planet surface for the devastation? They never went into that. But oh, look, it started plot holes everywhere. But this fantastic episode, thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to watch it again, actually. It's been that good. So, I don't know. I feel a lot of optimism with this series so far. I never got this with Picard. I was so dreading End, and it looked like it came out as it did, a disappointment. Well, it got through, didn't it? It just scraped through. But this is building each week. And do you remember when Next Gen started in the 90s? You used to get excited about it every week. You make that point of staying in to watch it. This is what this is becoming like. Absolutely think this show is top rate. But we're only 4 episodes in. But so far, very enjoyable. I'm very happy with it. I mean, but the story, like I said, has been done before. I don't mind that. It was how they went about telling this story, and it was great to see. I like the crew interaction in this. Even though Pike's the centre of it all, they give so much decent time to all the other characters. We're fascinated. I'm fascinated by Matt. The engineer. I'm fascinated by his character. I want to know more. Found out he was a pacifist, but he believes in defending pacifism. Really interesting stuff. We found out about the Gorn a lot more. They're like a truly evil race, apparently so. But I think by the 24th century, Picard's time, it's all calmed down quite a bit. But it would be interesting. I mean, the one thing I'm dreading in this series, I don't want to see the Klingons. Not after what they did to them in Discovery. I mean, maybe we'll get proper Klingons. If we do, not a problem. But the Klingons in Discovery, it were a nightmare, it really was. Klingons, that's what they called them, didn't they? So, great episode. It's my review this week. Just a quick one. I thought I'd get it out there. And I'll see you next week. No podcast this week. Things going on with life. And we'll be back either next week or the week after. Things getting away, a lot going on. And I will be back hopefully sometime over the weekend. I'm thinking about reviewing Obi-Wan, actually. I don't know yet. I'll think about it. But I am out and about a lot over the weekend. So if I get time, I'll do it. So guys, please subscribe, give this channel a like. Let me know your thoughts on this episode, and I will see you all next week. Live long and